Cloud is starting right now. So if Bruce, you want to open the meeting?
Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We'll open the meeting to the Cable Committee. David, would you read the disclaimer?
Okay, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions on the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 19, and the governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Cable Advisory Committee is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort is being made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A recording of this meeting will be posted on the town's YouTube channel, youtube.com/FreetownMA, following the conclusion of this meeting. It's important to note also that the last 2 or 3 meetings that we've tried to hold weren't held only because we didn't have a quorum and that we were waiting for additional information from Comcast relative to their review of the contract. So if anybody's looking for the postings for the prior 2 or 3 meetings, those meetings were not held. All right, we're ready to roll.
Okay, David, I guess we'll listen to what Bill.
Well, I'm not finished looking at it yet because it just, but let me just scroll through this quickly. He's cut out a lot of boilerplate language and, but the basic substance that we're looking for. I'm just trying to make sure where the heck are they? What do we have? Yeah, we got liquidated damages. All right, well,
I guess the key provisions that we're concerned about are the subscriber rates, the increase in percentage, the capital budget, whether it was funded to $100,000, 10 years, the senior side letter, the one HD channel. I'm trying to think what else we had asked for.
yeah, those are the main ones. 1 HD channel, 2 standard channels, standard definition channels, they're there. The 3% of gross annual revenues, that's there. The $100,000 in annual payments of $10,000 a year, that's there. I always want liquidated damages in there, and that's there. He has struck a lot of boilerplate language that, quite frankly, I'm willing to say I don't think it's going to matter all that much.
All right.
So as I see what Michael sent us this afternoon, I think I'm ready to recommend it. There is the video origination location from Freetown Elementary School. They need the address.
Oh, all right. Did they confirm that?
You know, I can't remember whether they did or not, David, to tell you the truth. So I guess that's a question for him.
Yeah, because I had asked Mike to confirm that that was indeed at the Freetown Elementary School. It's on Memorial Drive, East Freetown. I don't have a number.
15.
15. Okay, there you go.
Okay. I assume he's confirming it because he put it in, but I'll check with him and I'll send him 15 Memorial Drive, Freetown,
East Freetown.
East Freetown. Okay. I'll get that to him. But so as I look over this, I'm content that this is the deal that we've negotiated, the deal we thought we were going to get as far as money, as far as the channels go, and as far as what I consider to be the essential provisions, such as indemnity, insurance, the bond, liquidated damages, and the gross annual revenue number, the 3% will include advertising and home shopping revenues, which just kind of lifts the amount up that we get per month a little bit more by about 0.5%. So that's in there too. And I'm going through it one last time, and I don't see anything here. The date will be January 1, 2021.
Okay, so 1/1/21 is
Yes.
the date.
And it, section 2.4, let me check that. That's the 2.5, 0.6. Yeah, they always try to add something into 2.6 that I don't like. It's not there. It relates to level playing field for non-cable companies that don't have a license and don't have to pay anything. So I don't want that in there. It's not there. So I'm, David and committee members, I've reviewed this license that Michael sent us, and I recommend it for your consideration to vote out to the selectmen.
Okay, you're gonna send us a copy of that, right, Bill?
Yes, let me forward it. I'll send it to you right now. I didn't realize others didn't get it. Oops, hang on here.
I think I sent it to Bill, to Bruce, I'm sorry. Only because if it hadn't gotten reviewed in time, I just wanted to make him aware that we had received it. That came in this afternoon, right?
Yeah, it came in about 3 this afternoon. So what's the email address that I should, I'm gonna forward it to you right now, and what email address should I use?
Send it to David, and then
Oh.
David can disperse it to us, because I don't have everybody's email.
You got it, David. Do you get it, Dave?
I don't know how.
Well, I'm sending it to you right now anyway.
All right, okay.
Yep, just send
As
it.
soon as the meeting is over, I'll send it out.
So I just sent it to you. It's our draft. I proposed the draft. I added in a lot of the boilerplate stuff he took out. We were working from a standard template of a license that was recently agreed to in New Bedford between Jerry Buckley and me. The things that I added in weren't in New Bedford. I went back, I added them in. They were precautions, they were safeguards. I've never seen them used, so I'm not particularly concerned about him taking those out. They don't appear in the most recent round of Comcast licenses that I've negotiated and been party to. So I have no particular complaints about Michael Gala striking those out. So the
Was it Mike
fundamental,
that did it, or was it their attorney, I guess?
it was probably Mike.
Oh, all right.
I think it's probably Mike. But anyway, so there you are. I think that this is the license. This is the license we negotiated. This is the license we expected. It's got the terms we're looking for as far as money and the SD and the HD channel. It's got that one return line from the elementary school. And it's got the legal precautions I like to see, such as, excuse me, they're obligated, pardon me, to comply with FCC signal quality regulations, customer service regulations, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts business practice standards. Those things are all essential. They're in there. So those are the kinds of legal safeguards I like to see, and they are here. The fundamental, elementary, and elemental and essential safeguards are in this license, along with the money provisions we're looking for.
Okay, I just sent it out to everybody, so you all should have it at this point. All right, so you want to get a motion on that?
Yeah, okay,
To forward to the board.
okay, do I hear a motion to accept the contract based upon Bill's review and a copy sent to us?
Yes, this is Josh. I got a motion.
Okay. Do I hear a second? James? James, you're on mute.
You guys hear me now?
Got you now.
All
You
right.
second that, James?
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded to accept the contract according to, upon Bill's review. On the question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Josh, aye.
Get a roll
James?
call.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed? We have roll call. Josh?
Aye.
James,
Aye.
myself, aye. Motion is passed.
Okay. All right, this is a procedural issue. We are going to be having this on the selectmen's agenda on December 7th. And we will just present it to them for endorsement at this point. I did review all the provisions that we had proposed probably like 2 or 3 meetings ago to the board. Nobody raised any objections. So at this point, I would say that it's a go. So what I can do is I'll have Tim send a notice to the members with an invite. So you can be at the meeting. So if you want to add anything to the discussion, it'll be a selectmen's meeting.
Yeah, what's the date on that? December what, 7th?
7th, yeah. It'll more than likely be at 5 because right now we're doing executive sessions first, and they generally it's 4:30 to 5. We have an executive session. I don't know if there is one on for the 7th, but if it doesn't start promptly at 5, we'll put you in the waiting room, and when that item comes up on the agenda, then we will let you in. You want to be there for that, Bill, or?
Yes, I can be there if that's, if you think, and it's probably a good precaution just in case there are legal questions. And I was going to ask you, David, if you thought it would be helpful if I do a sort of executive summary for them with.
Yeah, that would be excellent, actually. That would be great.
Okay, I'll get that off to you in a day or so.
All right.
And I will be present at 5 PM on December the 7th.
All right.
Good. Well, members, thank you very much. I've enjoyed working with all of you, and I'm pleased that we met the goals that we established, and we got a good license and a good deal for the future.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
I just got a couple of questions to the committee. I mean, I know what this is all set now, so I'd like to move forward with what our task is down the road. David's going to be gone next week, right, Dave?
Actually,
Or you're going to be on board?
what I'm going to do is I've offered and the board has accepted. I'm done in the building as of Friday.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working from home for 3 weeks up to December 11th. And I've offered to stay on should the new person not be on board by that point until such time that they have somebody on board. So they're interviewing tonight, so it'll be interesting to see tomorrow if they have a new successor or whether they're, what they're basically going to do. So I'll know better tomorrow whether I'm going to be on for any period of time.
Yeah. The only question I have is that if we're, Jim and Josh, are we going to continue to move forward with this committee to address other issues that will be coming up?
I think we could do some stuff. I don't know when if we want to have something monthly or quarterly or how frequently we want to have it. I mean,
You know what I would make as a recommendation would be that you guys meet probably monthly, and that you talk about, we have a lot of money sitting in the cable advisory account. I mean, it's probably over 100 grand at this point, and may even be more than that. And start talking about how you want to use that money to do some programming in terms of either leasing space in Middleborough or at Lake Cam, maybe opening discussions with them. The other thing would be talking to the school about how we want to do some kind of a studio over there, or reinstitute the studio over the school. The key to that part is it is a regional school, so you'd have to engage Lakeville also in terms of getting them on board in terms of offering a program. Number one, reestablishing the studio. Right now it's a big empty space that's being used to store desks.
Yeah.
And whether or not they want to reinstitute that program. look at maybe using some of that 100,000 in the yearly amount that's going to be coming in through the user fees and through the capital allocation, and using some of that money to hire a teacher and to buy some equipment so the kids can actually do some of their own programming.
Yeah, because my initial thought would be like the kids could do all their sporting events in some capacity, then you'd get more of the high school events on TV. I don't know. I don't think many of them really get on. Not that I've seen anyway. Maybe a football game here and there, but
Yeah, Lake Cam is supposed to be doing all the school committee meetings. I know that Lake Cam, we engage them for like, I don't know, it's like $7,500 a year. And they use high school students to tape those meetings.
Does that come out of our fund, Dave?
That comes out of the user fees, yeah. The other thing that comes out of the user fees are we have Middle Cam. I never understood the naming, protocols for this, but it's called Middleborough Cam and Lake Cam. Middleborough does all of the selectmen's meetings and important planning board meetings, important ZBA meetings. A lot of those aren't happening now only because we're all on Zoom. But we pay a person to come to do those meetings. I think it's $75 to be there, and then $75 for the editing that they have to do to put it up on to the website. It's $150 basically, and they're, like I said, they could be used probably more also if you guys want to spend the money to do that. Get more local programming in terms of the Strawberry Festival and the 4th of July and, events in town that generate interest. Actually the big one this year that's really not going to happen probably. I haven't heard any mention of it, is the tree lighting,
it'd be nice to do something like maybe like your own local personalities, like somebody does some kind of event,
And the other thing, if I was staying and I was younger, I would have a talk to the town administrator kind of thing, half hour, where I would, meet with, the department heads and talk about what's going on in the individual departments and put it up on the website and on, YouTube so that people know what's going on in the community. And
Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to address was the programming, because I think it sucks the way it is now, to be honest with you. Lake Cam does, and then what's the other one, Middleborough Cam, but you never know when the selectmen's meeting's on, and the scrolling on that, if you do look at it, it's every half hour something comes up, and it's very difficult to find out when anything is coming on. And I think I mentioned this before about the fact of having a specific time where Freetown could allocate 6 to 8 or something like that, but we'd have to talk to them about that. And then we could set up our programming agenda, like you said, David, talk to the administrator, have different issues about the town.
yeah,
It's sad right now because of the fact we don't have the Zoom. Now, is there a way that we can take these Zoom meetings and program them on there? Because you got a couple of, well, I know you got the public hearing coming up with the tax shift, and I'm sure some of the residents would be interested in how that works and exactly what it's going to entail. But can you get that on Lake Cam or?
right now they all get uploaded onto YouTube. If there's a technical matter, I don't know. If
you could probably put them on whatever the cable channel is. We could have a bunch of videos put on there. You can replay old ones if you wanted.
Yeah.
Sure, there's an option to do that.
I
My
don't know
thought
how
on
that would work though, but yeah, you could definitely maybe like the day after play a recording of it.
yeah, you probably won't have live stuff necessarily, like James was saying.
I would love to see us have the capability to do the meetings live. That should be a goal too.
Well, that could be at the police station, right, David? Where is that? That's got to be set up as well.
Well, that's the other issue is that, okay, now we already paid for the wiring to have the cameras put in. Now we have $100,000 at least. Why don't we use some of that money to do all of the cameras in the police station? have them put in and actually get that system, set up the server, and find out how we go about. See, that's what I was wondering, whether the that origination line is at the elementary school. How much would it be to run that down to the police stations? They're right adjacent to each other. It can't be a big cost there.
You couldn't you do something like a signal? Like, I know, just think about it this way, like in Facebook, you can do Facebook Live from anywhere and broadcast that live.
Yeah, we tried to do that actually for the selectmen's meetings, and it was like,
But there's got to be something we can do, like, get like a remote, something to be able to broadcast live and just relay it to another center or something like that. We might have to have a couple little areas.
yeah, that would be something you guys would want to look at as a project, to say, hey, we want to do all the meetings that are conducted in the new police station community room will be broadcast live. How do we go about doing that, and how do we get to that place?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
depending on how, it depends on how the equipment's set up, but you might be able to either, the signal that's coming from the police station, you could VPN it to a receiver in the school. I'd have to see how the equipment's set up to know if you.
Yeah, I honestly, it's a technical issue that I honestly can't address. I know that it's not a simple thing. I know that there's a digital signal that is different than, it's a special kind of signal that Comcast needs. That's a digital signal that only they can interpret, because it prevents unauthorized use of the line. So that
Who do we talk to about that, David?
I would probably talk to Mike about it.
That's what I was thinking.
Have Mike put out a feeler to some of the technical people and see if there's something they can do to help us.
While you was on vacation, there was that guy that called me up, emailed me, and I talked to him about it. He wanted, I think I told you that he wanted to get into the police station to give a number. He gave something like $27,000. And from what I understand, that's for them to set it up. But and then what I do also was under the understanding that we could hire an independent contractor to come in and set up that as well. And then introduce that to Comcast through them, obviously. But I don't, we need to get the equipment, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the next step.
Yeah,
And the building is not going to be open until December 7th. That's going to be the first day it's going to be open. So people still can't really go into the building.
Mm,
We're basically, polishing the doorknobs and, that kind of thing. It's getting ready for the grand opening. And, but we still have protocols in place to keep people out of the building because of COVID. So
Right.
it would be something that would be after the fact.
Dave, did you want me to hang on for this, or should I?
I would say no at this point. I think you,
Yeah, well,
Bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Good night.
See you on the 7th.
So that's sort of where we're at.
So now the other question is that, do you want to be involved in these meetings, David? Because I'm, we call a meeting, say a month from tonight, and have some type of, I'll get some kind of agenda and email it to James and Josh. And then work that way there. But I guess the other question is that if we're gonna have a Zoom meeting, then obviously we gotta use the Zoom account, I guess.
Yeah, actually, this meeting was set up by Luann, who's in my office.
Yep.
She was able to create it for a co-host. And as a result, I was able to start the meeting and run it. So, what you're going to do, a month from now, I'll be honest with you, Bruce, I don't think I'm going to be here because,
Yeah,
hopefully they're going to have somebody on board. I'm going to be here, but I'm not
Right.
going to be here.
Right.
And that person is probably going to assume the role that I have here, and that they're going to work with you to do some of these things we're talking about.
I know it's difficult to communicate this way because, you know, and I know open meeting law, takes in effect, but, you know, Josh and James, if there's, I mean, I don't know how to do this. I guess if we really can't email each other, that's not acceptable.
No, you can't, because that's.
But I mean, if,
Meeting back.
I guess, and to try to find out what we want to do for an agenda, if each of us have a list of things that we want to address,
You can do that. You can send them individually to Bruce, but you can't then enter into an email thread debate which things to put on, which things not to put on.
because,
And then generally, the discretion to create the agenda is in the hands of the chair. So that's the way it generally works. You know, if any member wants to have something on the agenda, they have a right to request that, but ultimately it's the chair's responsibility to either put it on or not put it on. And it can, you know, if there's a disagreement, the other two members can say, yes, we want to talk about that and vote to do that. And at the next meeting, you'd have to discuss it.
well, you want to set up a meeting tentatively for December, and then do as David just suggested. If Josh or James, you have something that you want to address, and email it to me, and then we'll start working on an agenda. I guess I could send out a proposed agenda to them, right?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
And then we could, you know, have topics of discussion that you want, Josh and James wants, and then we could meet, pick a date in December, which is good for everyone.
I'm kind
If
of
you get
partial.
closer to the holidays, it's going to be tougher. Although this
Yeah,
year
I
it's
know.
going to be different, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, if you want, we can postpone this till after the first of the year. I don't think there's anything that, you know, we, in discussion that we need to address now after the 7th.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I thought we could have one. I was thinking we could have one and just have like more like a free brainstorm session.
Yep,
Yeah, you can discuss that. Actually, the way you'd want to frame that up, Bruce, is you want to choose a date and then have the item on the agenda be discussion of goals for the upcoming calendar year.
yeah.
And that would be the latitude for everybody to chip in and discuss, and there's a lot of leeway there in terms of everybody getting an input and then you move forward from there in terms of setting a future agenda.
Yeah. And then I'd have to coordinate that with the clerk's office to post the agenda, right?
Actually, once again, the new town administrator will be on board at that point.
Hmm.
And I've been just directing either Tim or Luann and previously Ally to post the meeting. So I would hope they continue to extend that courtesy to you.
Okay. All right. So do you want to have a preliminary meeting in December? I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that.
I mean, I was thinking the 9th would probably be the best if we want to pick a date because it's kind of in between the two holidays.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at my calendar now, and you know, you only probably the second week, either the 8th, 9th, or 10th.
I will still be here for them. I'm here until the 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you're going to have the meeting on the 7th. You want to do 2 meetings in 1 week. I guess that's the other thing.
So if you go the next week, then obviously, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I don't know how the holiday is going to be this year anyways, because of this COVID-19 deal.
You
Yeah.
could do it on the 16th and
yeah, I mean, I'm looking pretty free the week before.
Yeah, the 16th probably because I'll probably have most of my work done in anticipation because that's the last week for me. Really.
yeah, you got year-end closeout too, right?
Yeah, the end of quarter. It's already happening now. So.
So you want to do it for the 16th, December 16th?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. 12/16 at
5 o'clock, good for everyone?
That worked. Yeah.
that will make sure that at least gets posted. So that you don't have to worry about that. I'll send an email to or talk to Luann tomorrow. We can post it tomorrow.
All right, then I'll send out a reminder, or David, you're going to be gone the 11th. Well, you'll be
Well, it all depends. If that person isn't coming on board until the 1st of January, I
Yeah,
may
right.
still be around, but I'm
Well,
gonna, it's gonna
anyway.
be a reduced capacity, because once I start getting my retirement benefit, I can't make above a certain, I can't work above a certain number of hours a week,
Right,
you know, unless if I do, it affects my pension, so I can't.
right.
But I'm also gonna have them post a joint meeting for 12/7, so you guys are covered there too.
Well, I'm gonna be limited on that because I can only stay till like 5:30, but if they can bring it up early, it'd be
I
nice.
can actually carry that part of it if you want, you know, like,
Yeah,
it'd be helpful to have James and Josh there too, just for input and just to sort of meet the board and that kind of thing.
yeah.
Tell
You
them,
said it was the December 7th?
yes,
Monday.
Yeah, my schedule looks free. Yeah, I can be there.
All right, so the next time we'll probably talk will be, I can log on for a while and see if on the 7th. And then, of course, I'll have to leave when I have to leave. And then the next meeting will be the 16th. And I can send out a reminder, email to everybody, reminder. And a few days before.
okay.
All right.
Let me, I'm sending an email to Luann right now.
And then, in case you're not around, David, then I can just talk to Tim or Luann about setting up the Zoom meeting.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
It's actually, we can actually give you an account if you want. And you can set up your own meetings, you know. I know
Yeah.
that there are boards and committees that do that.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's do that. Let's meet on the 7th with the selectmen, and then we'll have, the next meeting will be December 16th to discuss the future goals of the committee.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Josh.
Second?
Okay, motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye, Josh.
Hi, James.
Okay, we'll have roll call. Josh,
Aye.
James,
Hi.
myself, I. Motion carried. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll
All right.
talk to you on the 7th.
Have a good evening.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.